Want to know how I transformed my gym performance without changing a single exercise? These 6 mental hacks changed everything. Hey, over 40 fitness dudes, Adrian here, and today we're diving into the most underrated aspect of fitness, the mental game. You see, after hitting 40, I realized something crucial. The battle isn't just with the weights, it's within our minds. And let me tell you, mastering these mental hacks has been a game changer for me. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share a simple trick that keeps me focused between sets, the timer hack that lets me control my intensity, how I never miss a workout anymore, and the counterintuitive safety technique that unlocked heavier lifts. And also the flexibility secret that keeps me coming back day after day. Plus, I'll reveal which of these hacks helped me add 50 pounds literally overnight to my squat PR. Stick around because whether you're a seasoned lifter or just starting out, these mental strategies will transform your gym experience. And let me tell you, this list is no joke. It's the result of thousands of workouts, an average of 10 hours a week in the gym, sometimes 12, sometimes 8, tens of thousands of dollars spent on personal trainers, too much, but ultimately it helped, and countless hours of research, lots of YouTubing. Trust me, lots of YouTubing. I've put in the blood, sweat, and the tears, not tears. Hear me out. And I'm confident that these mental hacks will help you achieve your fitness goals faster and easier than ever before. So get ready to take your fitness journey to the next level. Item number 1, rest checks. Let's talk about a game-changing habit that's transformed my workouts, the interset mental and physical check. This simple routine has dramatically improved my form, prevented countless potential injuries, I should know, I've had a few, and boosted my overall performance. Think of it as a mind-body reset between each set. Here's what I do during my rest periods. I stand up, physically go through the motion of the exercise without any weight. I call this my ghost rep, I guess. But here's the key. As I'm moving, I'm also intensely visualizing the exercise in my mind. And as I perform this weightless rep, I picture the resistance in my mind. I imagine the tension in my muscles, the weight I'm lifting, how it feels throughout the entire range of motion. This mental imagery syncs perfectly with my physical movement. During this process, I pay close attention to my posture, my breathing, the engagement of the target muscles. I make any necessary adjustments to ensure I'm set up for the perfect form in the next set. So if I'm doing this for like overhead press, let's say, I'm standing up, no weight in my hands, and I'm just visualizing getting my head out of the way of the bar. So like press that sucker up, get my head through, let that sucker come down, head back. I want the bar, close to on my chest. If I'm trying to get a deep stretch through here, if I'm trying to limit my range of movement because I've had shoulder issues these days, I will probably practice a slightly more limited range of movement. But basically it's helping me get all that posture correct so that when I set up actually with weight and I've visualized how that weight feels as well, like the tension I'm going to be under, it doesn't come as a surprise and I'm getting that as close to muscle memory as possible. So I focus on feeling each part of the movement. Where should I be feeling the tension? Am I maintaining proper alignment? Is my breathing coordinated with the exercise? This simultaneous physical practice and mental rehearsal reinforces the mind-muscle connection. And the beauty of this interset ritual is its efficiency and effectiveness. It combines mental practice with physical fine-tuning, fitting perfectly into your rest period. It actively prevents injuries and optimizes your performance for the next set, which is especially crucial as fatigue starts to accumulate throughout your workout and maybe some of that great form you had at the beginning breaks down. This is a good way of reminding yourself basically of that form. By implementing this combined mental and physical check between every set, you're constantly re-engaging the proper form and technique. It's a proactive approach to injury prevention and performance enhancement that doesn't require any equipment, just your focus, attention, and body awareness. And so now, mental hack number 2, time your rest periods. Time your rest periods, as simple as that. I aim for 90 seconds to 3 minutes between sets. This prevents my mind from tricking me into going too soon or waiting too long. You know how this is. Maybe you're having a really good day, you're feeling strong, and you just kind of roll right into that next set. And actually, if you're honest with yourself, you probably only took 45 seconds rest, and now you wonder why you're weaker than you feel like you should be. Well, that's because you didn't rest long enough. So consistent rest periods for me have led to consistent gains. And trust me, the difference is noticeable. Now, let's break this down and expand on why this is so crucial for your workout routine. First off, why 90 seconds to 3 minutes? Well, this range is the sweet spot for most strength training exercises. It's long enough to allow your muscles to partially recover, but not so long that you cool down completely. I saw a video recently, 90 seconds was proven empirically in a study to be the minimum rest period needed in between sets. That doesn't mean that's all the rest you can take. Basically, my rule is I don't want to be huffing and puffing headed into the next exercise. Otherwise, I'm doing HIIT or CrossFit. God forbid I do that. I need to be fully rested so that I'm, really jazzed. My goal is hypertrophy. My goal is to give that muscle as much stimulus as possible in that set. My conditioning can, I get a bit of conditioning out of my workouts, but I also get conditioning through my cardio. So if you rest too little, you're not giving your body enough time to replenish its energy stores. This means you'll likely lift less weight or you do fewer reps in your next set. And this just compromises your overall workout quality. On the flip side, if you rest too long, that can lead to a drop in your heart rate. This might make you feel like you're starting your workout all over again with each set, which kind of isn't fun. You really want to get in the groove. But here's where it gets interesting. Your optimal rest time can vary depending on your goals and the type of exercise you're doing. For heavy compound lifts like squats or deadlifts, I usually take the full 3 minutes. You need a lot of time to recover between large compound exercises like that. Big muscle groups like, quads, chest, 3, maybe even sometimes 3.5, 2 minutes 45. But for isolation exercises or when you're focusing on endurance, like building up that endurance, 90 seconds might be enough, a minute, minute and a half. The key is consistency though. By timing your rest periods, you're adding a layer of structure to your workout. This not only helps with your physical performance, but also keeps you mentally focused. You're less likely to get distracted by your phone or chatting with others at the gym when you know that your timer is ticking. A really interesting actual byproduct of timing your rest periods is that now you've controlled that variable, and week over week, you can play around with this. So if you want a more challenging workout, then you can decrease your rest periods overall. Maybe you're doing about 3-minute rest periods, and maybe you can take it down to 2.5 minutes, get your heart rate up, and that can be more challenging for you. Or just merely knowing that variable is controlled means that, hey, I know last week I spent 3 minutes resting, and this week I spent 3 minutes resting again, and I got much more out of that second set. So you're not dealing with that unknown of like, did I just rest longer last week, shorter last week, and that's why I did this well this week? And so it's really important that you time your rest periods. So it's easy to trick yourself into thinking you need more rest when you're facing a challenging set, or maybe you're feeling great and want to jump right back in, but neither of these instincts is as reliable as a timer. And so how do you implement this? Well, it's pretty simple. Use your phone's timer or the fitness, or like one of my little fitness watch things, or the clock on the gym wall, and you start the timer as soon as you finish a set. When it goes off, it's time to start your next set, regardless of how you feel. And obviously I say regardless of how you feel, but if you are really gassed for some reason, extenuating circumstances, terrible sleep, you drank last night, something like that, give yourself another 15 or 30 seconds. We're not training for the Olympics here, but generally try to build that discipline of adhering to that timer since you're using it. Okay, the next mental hack is to prioritize your fitness. This one happens before you even step foot in the gym. You've got to add your workouts to your to-do list and your calendar. Treat them like any other important appointment. The simple act of prioritization has skyrocketed my consistency. There's no more fitting it in. It's a non-negotiable part of my day now. So let's dive deeper into why this seemingly simple hack can be a game changer for your fitness journey. First off, let's talk about the psychology behind this. When you physically write down or type in your workout as a task or appointment, you're making a commitment. Why we don't do this more often, I have no idea. We literally prioritize everything else. It's like, if I want to spend time with my kids, I'm going to book it. It may seem crass, but I'm going to book it because it's important. It's at least as important as a work meeting. So it's no longer just a vague intention floating around in my mind. It's concrete, it's real, it's staring at you in the face every time you check your schedule. This act of scheduling does two powerful things. It creates accountability and it eliminates excuses. When your workout is right there on your to-do list, sandwiched between team meeting and dinner with friends, it becomes just as important. You wouldn't skip a crucial work meeting, would you? So why would you skip your workout? But it's not just about guilt-tripping yourself into going to the gym. It's about respecting your time and your goals. By scheduling your workouts, you're telling yourself and the world that your health and fitness matter. You're carving out time in your busy day specifically for self-improvement. And that's powerful stuff. Now let's talk practicality. How do you actually implement this to be able to schedule it? Start by looking at your week ahead. Find the slots where you can realistically fit in your workouts. Maybe it's early mornings before work, lunch breaks, or evenings after you've wrapped up your day. Whatever works for you, block that time out. For me, one day I might work out, like today I worked out at 6 a.m. I just knew that's the time it worked. I blocked it in there so nobody would book over it. Tomorrow it might be 1 p.m. It's a bit all over the place for me because I do kind of have to fit it in, but I do block it out primarily because people can book into my calendar anytime, and if that time is not blocked, I will lose it. Be specific. Don't just write workout in your calendar. Put down exactly what you're planning to do, like a 30-minute HIIT session if HIIT's your thing, or leg day, or 5K run in the park if you're into that kind of stuff. This level of detail detail, it not only helps you plan better, but it also gives you a clear goal for each session. And remember, consistency is key in fitness. It's not about crushing one epic workout and then falling off the wagon for weeks. It's about showing up day after day, week after week. That's exactly what scheduling your workouts helps you achieve. Like, if there's one thing us sort of older people know, is that time passes regardless. Time is on our side. Patience is our secret weapon. Like, consistency, it's just that, every week I'm just showing up and I'm working out, whatever it is, 3, 4, 5 days a week. That's that accretive effect over time is what's going to get us to our goals. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what happens if something comes up? And life happens, right? Like, absolutely. Flexibility is important. But here's the thing. When your workout is scheduled like any other important appointment, you are far more likely to reschedule it rather than just skip it entirely. Shift it around if you need to, but don't let it fall off your to-do list entirely. And one little thing I do, speaking of to-do lists, is I use an app called Todoist. Use whatever you want for to-do lists. But I will write down lifting and cardio, every day or 5 of the 7 days so that I get to cross each one off. I write down the most banal things. It gives me such pleasure to cross them off. So why wouldn't you write them down? These are huge things. You spend an hour or 2 a day lifting, cardio, whatever it is. You should at least get the little pleasure of crossing them off your to-do list. I'm gesturing over here because that's where my to-do list is on an app. Lastly, let's talk about the ripple effect this can have on your life. When you start prioritizing your fitness this way, you might find other areas of your life falling into place too. You'll likely start planning your meals better to fuel your workouts. I know I have done exactly that. Like, now part of my meals are provided by a meal delivery service. I get about 6 or 7 of them a week. I've meticulously planned out their macro levels and that sort of stuff. So, it's much more dialed in than it used to be, where I would just sort of graze whenever I needed to. So you might start going to bed earlier to ensure you're rested for that morning session. You see it in your calendar, it's coming up. You got to get to bed so that you're not tired for 6 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever time you're working out in the morning. Suddenly, you're not just exercising more consistently, you're living a more structured, healthier life overall. So take your phone out or your planner out right now, look at your schedule for the next week, find those workout slots and put them in, commit to it. Your future fitter self will thank you. Okay, our next mental hack is embrace flexible adherence. Trust me, it is backed by science. Adherence in science is the principle of how well a patient can adhere to a particular treatment protocol. Really, that translates very well into the diet and fitness workout world, because the best diet or the best workout routine is the one you can stick to. If you're not looking forward to your gym session, give yourself a treat. And no, I don't mean dessert. What I mean is allow yourself some flexibility in your routine. Here is how. If you're dreading your planned workout, switch it up to exercises you enjoy. What I mean is allow yourself some flexibility in your routine. So this happens fairly often to me. I would say once every couple weeks, I'll be headed into the gym and I'm really not looking forward to doing, back, let's say. And rather than let that derail me, like I'm going to put in a lackluster effort or I'm going to hate my time in the gym, I sub it out for something else. Arms and abs, glamour muscles. Why not? Like I'm still showing up to the gym. I'm doing my arms, abs. I think I literally just did that this morning. Arms, abs, followed by some cardio. Felt like a treat to me, or working on those like glamour muscles, show and shine, the beach muscles, whatever it is. So if you're dreading your planned workout, switch it up to stuff you enjoy, or try something you've been curious about. Do a full body workout or do that workout you saw on YouTube or whatever. You're still making it in. You're still checking that thing off your to-do list, that workout off your to-do list. And the best workout is ultimately the one you actually do. Like I mentioned, in the medical world, this is adherence, the concept of sticking to a plan over time. And the truth is that spotty adherence to a program you hate is far worse than consistent adherence to a program you enjoy. And this flexible approach, it maintains your motivation, it prevents burnouts, it can lead to new enjoyable discoveries in your fitness journey. Remember, consistency over time is far more important than any single workout or exercise you're going to do. If changing things up occasionally helps you maintain that consistency, then it's a win for your long-term fitness goals. Of course, this doesn't mean you should skip important exercises or muscle groups entirely. The key is balance. Use this strategy when you need a motivational boost, but still aim to follow a well-rounded program most of the time. Next up on our list of mental hacks that have helped me up my game, practice failing safely. Now, this may sound counterintuitive, but practicing how to fail safely is crucial. Get comfortable with the safety bars on squats. Or, you could learn the roll of shame on bench press, but I would use bars on there as well. Once I knew I could bail out safely, my confidence soared, and so did my lifts. This one hack took my squat from about 300 and change to 350 virtually overnight. And, I pretty much suck at leg training. So let's unpack this concept a bit because it's a game changer that many lifters overlook. When we talk about getting stronger, we often focus on lifting heavier weights, perfecting form, and pushing our limits. But there's an equally important skill that doesn't get enough attention, and that's knowing how to fail safely. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, it feels weird to practice failing. We're conditioned to focus on success, not failure. But in the weight room, understanding how to fail is a key component of success. It's like learning to fall properly in martial arts. It's not about giving up, it's about protecting yourself so you can get back up and keep going. Let's break this down with some specific examples. Take the squat, for instance. Many lifters are hesitant to push themselves on squats because they're afraid of getting stuck at the bottom. This is where safety bars come in. Set them up just below your lowest squat position. Now, if you can't complete a rep, you can simply sit back and let the bar rest on the safety pins. No harm, no foul. I understand that it looks kind of embarrassing crawling out from under the squat rack or under your squat bar, but I did it. I did it multiple times until I recognized it for what it was, which is a sign that I'm pushing myself. So, I do the same thing with the bench press. I don't really do the roll of shame, the old school kind of like tilt it down and let the weights slide off. I set the safety bars and they come down a little bit, compress my chest a tiny bit because I do like when I'm benching bar to touch my chest. And then I've got to kind of shimmy out in a really awkward way, but whatever. You just got to do what you got to do. Now, why is this so important? Well, it all comes down to confidence. When you know you have a safe way out, you're more likely to push yourself. You're not held back by that nagging fear of, what if I can't lift this? You know that even if you fail, you'll be okay. This mental freedom allows you to truly test your limits. So how do you implement this in your training? Well, it's simple. Start with lighter weights and practice the bailout techniques for each lift. For squats, practice sitting back onto the safety bars. For bench press, same thing, practice letting it down. As you get more comfortable, gradually increase the weights. Remember, this isn't just about physical safety, it's about pushing your boundaries. When I incorporated this into my routine, my squat jumped up, as I mentioned, from 300 and change to 350. And remember, I'm not very good at leg training. I do it like twice a month, maybe. I'm terrible. This improvement came simply from having the confidence to truly test my limits. So next time you're in the gym, take some time to practice failing safely. It might feel awkward at first, but trust me, it's one of the most valuable skills you can develop as a lifter. Your future PRs will thank you. Well, there you have it, folks. The 6 mental hacks that can revolutionize your gym experience. These aren't just theories, they're battle-tested strategies that have transformed my fitness journey, especially after 40. I'm almost 49, so well after 40. Which of these hacks are you excited to try? Or do you have any mental hacks of your own? I would love to learn what you do to get ahead in the mental game at the gym. Drop a comment below and let's discuss. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe for more content on optimizing your health and fitness after 40. Remember, your mind is your most powerful muscle, so train it well. Until next time, stay focused, live smart, and keep crushing those fitness goals. I'm out.